Hey, how you guys doing? And this is Chris Angela. Welcome back to the Spice Soul. Spice of Life. Yeah.
Yes.
How you doing, Angela?
I'm doing good, Christopher.
Very
so glad
good.
to be back on here doing a show.
Me too.
Podcast show. I missed
Agreed. We've been busy. It's been a lot. We'll talk about a few things here and there.
Yes.
What we got going on?
So first of all, we want to see if you guys can go ahead, if you haven't, follow, subscribe. We are actually on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So if you're on YouTube or if you're listening to us via audio, we do have a link to our sites below. So
I was gonna say just smash the like.
Yeah.
Smash the like and subscribe and things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Very good, Angela.
Thank you.
Thanks for those updates and stuff and all that link tree and all that.
Yes.
It has been crazy. We lost weight. We were feeling good, and then we went on some vacations and we did some other stuff, and it just snuck up on us. The food monster.
Yes, it did. The food monster got us.
I mean, we didn't blow up like Nitro. We didn't blow up, but we definitely not. We need to get back to where we want to be.
Yeah.
And we figured while we do that, why not, try to encourage and strengthen others to do the same.
Yeah, we got some work to do, everybody. Yeah, we want to encourage you as well. We're going to get back on track. It's really us getting back on track and getting back on focus. And like Christopher said, there's some obstacles were ahead of us, and we did enjoy some of the things that you mentioned, along with the food.
For sure.
But also too, there were some things that were just overwhelming for us that prevented us from, doing certain things. But hey, we recognizing it. And this time we want to bring you guys along with us. We want to encourage you. This is going to happen. So it's like,
yeah.
Hey, this is life. This is what happens.
I think the main thing we got to do or remember to do is to be, and this is a thing that's hopefully encourage you. Consistency is important. So we got to not only get on it, stay on it, and then just maintain the consistency that got us there, to get you there. And that's what our goal is to get back on. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of if, it's when. And then just stay on that horse, so to speak. Yeah.
Exactly. So some of the things that, I don't know, Chris, we want to mention some of the things. We're not trying to make up excuses for
no excuses, to us, no bragging, no nothing. Yeah, but what it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Right.
So as you guys notice, we at one point we were definitely slapped back on our walking. Well, there was a reason for that. So our
I'm sorry. We never completely stopped, but go ahead.
Right. We never completely stopped, but you did see a break.
Slow down.
So our air condition just went out on us. And of course we got the warranty, for the appliances stuff they can't buy. It was,
and we went through some stuff. The company that we dealt with initially, I don't even want to disparage them. It was terrible. For those that know us, if they want to ask me about that privately, I'll tell you it was terrible. And so it stretched it out, and those around the time when we had to go to our meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah. So if you think about it, when you don't have air, and this was in June, we went the whole month of June into July, about a few weeks into July, we didn't have any air. So the reason being is because the first company that we'll say company number one came out and said that they needed to replace our furnace, and there was all this extraordinary stuff they had to do to fit the furnace in our attic. We were like, well, especially Christopher, that's one thing I appreciate about him. He's like, they want to charge us if the warranty company was going to pay for the replacement. But they was not.
Which were several thousands of dollars.
They were not going to pay for those modifications. So,
which were also several thousands of dollars.
Company number one said it was $2,550 worth of modification they had to do
out of our pocket.
Out of our pocket,
and then separate from the thousands to cost to replace and get the new unit, which is the insurance.
Exactly. So
So
we was like, what? When the warranty company explained to us, yeah, we will replace your furnace. We will, but let us tell you, and Chris was going to explain to you what the problem was. Tell them the problem with what happened to our thing, our
well,
air, where the
where
furnace.
they messed up on. Well, I already kind of knew it. Angela, I don't know if you recall. Before I even called anybody out, I came. You saw me sweating. I came up there. I looked at it,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Let me show you what the issue is." But I'm not. I'm a man of many hats, but I'm not an air conditioning guy. But I'm a guy that I know a little bit about certain things. I don't know a lot. So looking and examining everything, I noticed, oh man, this thing is gone. It's destroyed. And it was the blower. The blower was damaged badly, and that was the problem. So when we had company number one come
Yeah.
out, a young man came out and doubled down exactly on what I had showed. And like, oh, this is. He didn't even know I looked at because I put everything exactly back the way
Yeah.
it was. So he came, looked at it, he showed, oh, sir, this is the
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, wow, okay. And just like it was new news to me, but he said exactly what. So I felt,
Yeah.
I was like, great. He said, oh, yeah, well, I just got to get this part. We're gonna get this part
Yeah.
replaced, and we'll come back. I'm like, sounds good.
Yeah.
And I figured we'd just suffer for a little bit.
Yeah.
This is, and it was a few days after
Yes.
that they came out because we had to go to a convention, then come back. So,
Yes.
so the actual starting time of this issue started before that, but we didn't want to miss our meetings and stuff. So
Yes.
we just kind of took care of it when we got back. And so this is where interesting things started.
Yes.
So, so he left with that information. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah, so company number one took the information, and they shot it to our warranty company really quick and really fast. So I called like, okay, I know they said they was going to do it that day. Let me see what's going on. So that was a conversation where I told you before what we had with the warranty company, how much they're going to charge us and all the money. He said, yeah, we will pay all this, but as you see, it's stipulations in your contract with our contract. We don't pay for special modifications.
So when Angela told me that, I said, well, that is not what I saw, and it's not what the young man told me, because I was told that it was going to just replace a blower.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
of course, it has a little motor that comes with it and some other little parts, but basically it's the blower part of the AC unit. And so it just didn't add up. Something that, and the company, the insurance would pay for the blower. Only thing we would have to have paid, which we had paid, was the service fee. And then the company, the insurance takes care of the rest because it's just a wear and tear thing that they was going to replace, and we would have been done with it. But that didn't happen. They came up with a fantastical, like the whole unit is, and it's not that old of a unit. The house itself is
Right.
not even that old. So and it was just intricate issues, and the whole thing has to be rebuilt and replaced and yada yada
Yeah,
yada.
it didn't make
and,
sense.
And Angela started telling me all this. I was like, I thought I was in another universe. I was like,
Yeah.
who did I speak to? What did I see with my eyeball? I just, so I I called the people, dug into this whole thing, went back and forth with the people on the phone, and I said, I threw down my reverse Uno, and I was like, I want a second opinion. Not from that company you guys sent me. Let's get this company. I've dealt with them before, and they're
In
straight
fact,
up people.
Christopher said, don't send them back to our house again.
Ever. Because I mean, to try to
Don't.
get you. I mean, sometimes people get you, but they weren't trying to get me for a little. They were trying to get me for a lot.
Yeah, so we did call that company number one, like, what's up? What y'all trying to do? Y'all said it, it could be fixed. Why y'all asking for this brand new unit plus these
Meanwhile, we're
modifications?
suffering
And she was
with no AC, guys. Meanwhile, going day after day with all this, what Angela just talked about. I'm saying like me.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so
I didn't know.
I don't want them. I'm sorry, Angela.
Chris
I wanted y'all to get, while she's telling the story, get in the picture. The days are clicking
Got
off.
it. Got it.
This is not all happening in one day. This is over stretches of time of finally getting in touch with somebody, or somebody we having to wait for somebody to call us back, or they got to investigate some, or I was even told by the insurance, oh well, our manager's gonna call you, and I called on that. I was like, oh yeah, we'll see if manager calls, and they eventually did call, but telling me your manager's call is just no different from talking to the customer service, because all they can do is pat you on the head and say it's going to be okay and we'll try to work it out. Why you still have no heat? Why you still have no AC?
when I was talking about the conversation we had with the actual company, we called them back because we were trying to figure out what's going on. Like, why y'all charging that much? One thing that took me is that I said, I want to hear what their response is. It was like, well, you know that your fan blew out the you know that they were trying to explain and make it sound so bad that we was
like it was a
it
nuclear,
needed, like, yeah,
like
y'all need
shrapnel,
this new,
like it was a mine that set off in the fan, and it'd be
right, like
shrapnel
there was a
everywhere.
nuclear explosion in our attic.
See, another thing that the first guy messed around and did was actually, I saw with my own eyes, but let's just say, for instance, I didn't see it. I'm just a regular
Right.
customer. I didn't go look at anything. Pretend it's you. The young fella, he's a good guy. He also showed me the picture. So I saw exactly what I had already looked at earlier. It's just the fan had blew up and it bent up where it came off the spindle. It came off where it turns the blower. And so it's all sitting up there all gnarled up. And that needed to be, all the whole blower and the vent part just needed to be taken out. The little electrical attachments, all that had to be reattached. And I'm simplifying this a little bit more. People that, I thank you for the hard workers that do this work, because they really good at what they do. But I'm just simplifying something that needed to be done, but not the whole complete.
Right.
Every AC heating unit needed to be replaced.
Yeah, so Christopher was like, that's when I think that phone call really sealed the deal for him. So what we did was we was like, we're not going to deal with them anymore. We got on the phone with our warranty company. Christopher was like, don't ever send them back to our home again. We want a second opinion. We need somebody else to come out here. And by that time, it was about a week or so, a little going over a week. And we're hot in our home. We're using fans. And the weather, let me just give you all a little snippet. This is southern heat. And humidity was in the 90s, close to 100. So we were hot up in here. So
it was something I was going to mention. I forgot.
Yeah. So when we talked to the warranty company, they would say, oh, yeah. And then one thing that Christopher said that I think that they was like, oh, like, yeah, let's do this is, you know what? He said, we don't need a new unit. I'm just telling y'all, they're trying to get one up on you. Just send another company out here. And, they're going to tell you, because that's exactly what the other guy said. Hey, we just need to replace these parts. We don't need a new unit, and we're not paying for that modification. So send them out here. And they're trying, and with that, because you got to think the warranty company is going to like, oh, well, he might be on to something. We ain't got to pay all this money. Thousands. You're talking about thousands of dollars compared to just probably hundreds. So Christopher talked to them, and we got another company number 2 out. So Christopher talked to the guy.
Yeah, the guy was a real nice, good guy. His name was Chris as well. And I didn't tell him everything. I told him enough to say, hey, man, the first guy came out and said it was the blower, but then they added a billion other things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the blower. Could you just tell me what it is, the blower, whatever? He goes up, yeah, it's the blower, man. Here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, he didn't make it math or anything. He didn't make it algebra, nothing deep.
Right.
And then he said, okay, we'll come this time to that. Okay, that's the one time we got a little tricky with number 2, is that the part and the people working together to get all that done, that took obviously they had to pass through the Senate, the Congress, and then get to the executive.
Oh yeah. First they had to submit.
The submitting part took a minute. I even sent, and I know me. I sent the day, a couple of days. I said, Angela, if you don't hear nothing this day, let me know. So she didn't hear nothing that day. I called them and said, I called the company insurance people first and said some stuff. Then I called the actual company themselves. Say, hey, listen, guys, if you want, I can order the part for you. Next thing I know, they got it. They all of a sudden on top of it. So, but I was nice. And with let me tell you something interesting about these air conditioning companies. With both companies, a lot of stuff is through text and email, and it's like talking to someone directly. They'll call you. That's interesting. You don't get a lot of the companies we work with is not a lot, and I can imagine on their side of their company, they got a certain amount of people that do the customer service side. They don't have probably a lot of help. They get bombarded by a lot of people like us. And so I can understand them saying, hey, you catch the voicemail, we'll text you or call you back later.
Exactly.
So that messes up your time. That stretches out the time because the communication is not instant and it's not live and always happen in real time.
Yeah, they want to test you. They don't want you to call them.
Oh, you can call them. You're just gonna get a voicemail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the voicemail say you get a faster response if you text. I'm like, okay.
Right. It's faster
So,
if it's slower.
so lo and behold, there we are waiting for this part. Then realize that it was going to take that long.
Right.
But hey, we willing to wait. I don't care. We waited. But at the time we did,
grasshopper.
and we did, just let you guys know, we did have to get like inside for just a couple of rooms. We did have to get some inside air units.
Oh,
So we had to purchase those for.
extra bonus. The toilet backed up.
Oh yes.
Extra bonus. I mean, and it didn't just back. It
Well,
backed
we didn't
up.
have air.
It backed up all the sewage of where we live.
When it rains, it pours.
What our son, somebody ran the wash machine, and this could have had happened overnight. But when the wash machine got used, one of our main bathroom, one of our bathrooms, guest bathroom downstairs,
it took the brunt of the whole house.
and it wasn't just water, y'all. It came with a sewage system.
Yes,
which means
yes,
that
it
water
did.
was not clear, and there was critters there, and it was not pretty. It was the worst thing I've personally ever seen.
Lord,
during the time when we
yes.
still had no air conditioning.
No air condition, and the toilet. So now I had to put in another order for the plumber to come out.
And I don't think we told nobody this story.
We didn't tell anybody.
Y'all
the story.
are hearing
You
this
guys,
story
it's the
first.
First time to hear this, but we were going through so much. It was just so much going on. And the reason why, well,
Meanwhile, this is all stretching out into now the sewage problem didn't last for a month, but the AC problem still existed.
Yeah, it did.
Stretching into a month while we now come upon this problem.
oh, we did get everything cleaned up. Just to let you know,
We
had to
cleaned
disinfect.
that
had to do
we
so much
cleaned
stuff.
for days. And we still
but-
recovering from that. Even though everything is clean and double clean and triple clean, we still kind of just double checking, checking out, of course, it got into what we got to make sure our walls are okay, upstairs, downstairs, basement, all this stuff. So that's still like something we're paranoid about, I guess. But yeah, that's
So-
you don't want that.
So basically, we going through all that. We got our little air units in there, but to be honest with you, when you come, it's hard to cool a room down. So as soon as you open the door, beep, the air goes out, and then there it goes.
Oh,
The air have to
you talking about buying the units?
Yeah,
we had to buy some units.
Yeah,
from
that's what I'm talking about. The units.
Temu and well, I shouldn't give advertisement,
Yes.
but from two companies.
So basically, when you open the door, the air is out with those little inside units that you have. We cannot put anything like an air unit in our window because
Not
of
supposed to.
HOA restrictions. So we had to get the units that you have, I forgot what you call
These
it.
little stand-up units.
Yeah.
And we did have an exhaust that had to go out. We couldn't sit that out, but we
Right.
sent a little exhaust out this side, real low key, around our back windows. And one of them that we had got from a company had water return that was like we was pouring that out by
Yeah,
the
we could-
gallons.
we could have
for some reason.
provided-
The other two was no problem.
We could have provided water for a whole
We
little
could have.
village. I mean, the water was coming out. I'm like, man, this water can be useful to.
They won't let us be great, man. It was so much stuff.
So that unit
Going
had to go
on.
bad. So that unit had to go bad. There's no way nobody can tell me that was normal. All that water coming out.
Normal.
But anyway, we survived. So we could not walk, and that was the story we had behind. We were out of our air conditioner was down for a month and a half. All right. That is done, but we could not walk because everybody knows when you walk and when you're outside, you come back, your body has to cool down. So soon as our air came on and we did a walk, we came in house. I'm like, man, we probably would have had a heat stroke if we, come into a house that's very hot. We would have to go to our room, but it's not like that room it's not as though that room is as cool as when you have the central air flowing. That's different kind of cool. Those air units did help, but only to a certain point. It had its, plus and minuses, but the minus is that it's not going to be as cool as we want it, because in the heat of the day, it was still 86, 85, 86,
Something
87. Still that with that running that long in the room. But we survived. We're survivors. We did it. We did it.
go.
We did it. But we just let you know that kind of caused, I mean, think about the stress, the frustration, on top of a lot of things, that we had to do, had going on, things we couldn't do. We had to, our lives was kind of, what you call it, change for, for at least a month and a half. But we were so happy when that air came on. I was so relieved. But either way.
So here's the connection too. If it's hot somewhere, you don't want to go out and say, okay, I'm going to go get hot. It's hot. So when the house is cool, we can mentally prepare, okay, let's go for a run because it's going to be a little warm and maybe a little hot depending on what time of day. And you can focus on those things. But you can't go from heat, sweat, and humidity to heat, sweat, and humidity. Or you already have it when you get up. And so we knew that, hey, let's get all our personal stuff cleared away. Not, it could easily be used as an excuse, but really it's like, let's get that. Now we can focus on getting back out on the run.
Yeah.
Whether it's cool or warm or whatever, we're prepared for it because we got our home and everything, and that environment is peaceful and non-stressed and depressed, which I'm about to talk about a little bit if I forget the opportunity.
Yes, we can. Just wanted to say, because that was, like me, I didn't want to really leave out of my room because I didn't want to feel that heat out my room. I know, and also too, we want to mention that our basement was the only part. We did have central air in our basement, but that's where my daughter and her family lives. I didn't want to. She didn't care, but it's just something about being in your own space, But I just wanted to be in my room, just be cool and just chill out and just not not go out and just be more stressful, if that makes sense. I just wanted to be in the cool and the peacefulness in my own space. So getting out of that, once the air came on, we was happier. Now we got things that we got to do. We got to catch up on. But yeah, that was one of the things that I would say. Our weight, cooking. That's another thing. We couldn't. Who's gonna cook?
I mean, I still cooked, but it was...
Yeah, but you cooked, like, you couldn't cook past a certain time because it was beyond, like, hot, having to turn that stove on. And we have a gas stove.
Right. Yeah. So, guys, we did the best we could. We made it happen.
So what are our plans now, Chris? We're going to be kicking it into gear. It's been probably, how long our air's been on? About 2 weeks now, right?
It's been on for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was going to say that there's some things that we have planned that we're going to do to get ourselves back on track. There are obstacles that we had, and there's some plans that we have, but we want to kind of bring you guys along because we need some encouragement. Encourage us along the way. When you see a post, like
Me
it.
like it.
Like it. Smash it. Yeah, smash it. And
I'm
just
bad
give
at
some
it too. Like when
encouraging
I go
words.
and look at people's stuff, and sometimes I remember to do it a lot now, especially since I do this kind of stuff. But back in the day, I would go look at people's stuff. It was amazing, great, and I'm like, I didn't like it. So nothing. I just absorbed all their hard work, and then moved on with the rest of my day.
Yeah.
So it don't take but a second to do. It's
Exactly.
not no sweat off your back. It's no world changing thing. Just click and it's done. You didn't like it.
Exactly.
And it's a positive thing in my opinion. But I wanted to. We're gonna get back on. I'm just gonna throw it out there. You'll hear me mentioning it probably next week or next time we do this. I'm about 200 pounds. I'm not back to the high, all the way back to what I was. But if I keep playing around, this is just gonna get worse. So you're gonna see our journey going back to where we need to be and what we were for the next few months.
Yeah, and there's some things. Oh no, I'm not going to tell you what my weight is. Ooh. Okay, so we're going to we are going to tell you guys some things to do. One of the things that the reason why we started this channel was for our cooking show. So we want to do more of those too. Now, one of the reasons why we haven't been pushing out as much as we have, because, editing those is time consuming. And we both have a lot on our plates. So I just had to step back a little bit and and figure out what's the best way to do this. So I figure out a way to do the cooking shows to where we can just do the cooking shows a lot more and just push them out, quickly, or push more out. So we want to get back into that as well, but share with you guys things that we're eating. I know that last time when we lost the weight, we lost several pounds, Krista and I together. But we didn't share with y'all what we were doing, in particular, what we were eating, what, some of the things. How did y'all lose that much weight in 2 months? We did. But this time we want to share with you guys
So
more.
I'm not going to, because I don't have a lot of time. We'll talk about more into it, like you said, next segment.
Yeah.
But this is something I want to share that you keep in mind with us in this country. I was looking at, it's the Global Obesity Observatory, and it's ranking countries by obesity. The highest, of course, is America Samoa. They just built different. So some of that may be muscle. I don't know. But the United States, and this is for males, are there in the top 10. And then women, females, they're in the top, which I think numbers might be skewed, but they're in the top 20 or something like that. They're in the top 30. And males are top 10. The top countries is Samoa, Cook's Island. It's a lot of islands, but as far as an established country, the United States is, like, compared to other established countries, we're the most obese. We're at 41% for men.
And that's not surprising.
And then for women, just to let y'all know, women are 36. Well, that's the number they gave, and their number is 43% obesity.
Wow.
So we're going to be a part of getting those numbers down.
Yeah.
Let's look at it. And this is for I think for 2023 or something like that. So by end of 2024 to 2025, when these numbers come up, we want to say, hey, we were part of a movement to help increase that, and not only just in America, all over the world. I think we can make a difference.
I think we can too. We definitely can make a difference.
And we'll see how it's connected. We'll talk more about it in the next few weeks about how stuff is connected to obesity. Why? Because it's more than just physical. As y'all know, what me and Angela do is mental as well.
Exactly. We got to take care of our mental state. We got to take care of also, period. We are getting older, so.
I know you can't tell, but
yeah, we young,
Time is on my side.
But we're gonna get there, and we're gonna share with you guys more. We're gonna share more.
So we got a lot in store for you.
Yes.
We got all this and more coming up again next on the Spice.
Oh.
Life.